Okay, so hi everyone, very good evening guys, very good evening everyone. So how are you all doing? Just let me know in the chat box. And yeah, how is everything going at your end? Also just let me know in the chat box how are you all. And if you haven't shared this live stream yet with your friends, so just go very quickly and share this live stream with your friends so that they can also start in from the start, as we are starting live stream right away, and it will be very much better rather than joining in the between. Okay, so just do share this live stream with your friends to everyone. Okay, yeah, hey Harshit, the class started. Okay, yeah, hi everyone, so just drop me a hi or yes in the chat box once you all are here, so that I get to know you have joined in the class and we'll be starting in for today. Okay. Yes everyone, just let me know once you all have joined in the class. So do let me know that you are here and then we'll be starting in for today. So hope you all are doing super good guys at your end, and hope everything is like going good as well at your ends guys. And maybe whatever we have studied in yesterday, maybe you have got all the things in detail about the topic about that machine learning, like what machine learning is, about supervised learning, right? Then we learned about the classification and regression. Before that, went on to linear regression, logistic regressions, right? Then we went on to your Naive based algorithm, this Naive based classifiers, right? And then we ended up at that particular place, right? So yeah, hope like all of those things are pretty clear to you. Okay. Okay. Hey Adit. Right, so what we'll be doing today, we'll be moving ahead, and today's our topic of discussion will be K nearest neighbors. Okay, this is one of the machine learning algorithms that you have up, and which you like generally use in the data analysis and everything. I'll just let you know that what type of a use cases are associated with K nearest neighbors, what place you have them, right? That kind of things we'll be discussing up all throughout the class only. Okay, so yeah, we'll be getting started very quickly, and just everyone drop me hi or yes in the chat box till the time you all have joined in, so that I get to know you are here, and we'll be starting in that particular case. Yes everyone, let me know everyone if you all are here. Just drop me a hi in the chat box. Okay, hey Harshit, hi go to tech. Okay, okay, fine everyone. So yeah, you all are here, pretty good to have you all here guys. Okay, so I would start on with a very quick revision what we had done in yesterday, and then we'll be starting in for today. Okay, so hey Rohit, what I'll do, I'll not I'll just not give in all the answers. I'll just try to ask in a few questions also. Okay, meanwhile you'll be giving me the answers of those questions, and yeah, that is how we'll be proceeding in further to the class. Okay, so yeah, let's start in for the class today. So right, let's start on with supervised learning. So we already learned that whenever you already have a well labeled data, in that respective case we use up the supervised learning, right? So in that particular case, you already have the training data with you, right? You already know what the output should be. You already have the features of the output. You just have to use up the supervised learning technique to predict that particular result. Okay, that is what happens up into the supervised learning. Further, we learned about the classification and regression. So classification, that's the problem where you are having the output variables as a category. Category, it could be like you're having a category between the red or the blue color. Disease, the person having disease or person is not having a disease, right? Whether a student is pass or fail. So yeah, these kind of the things you have under the classification, right? And regression, it is all about when you are having up the values or real value numbers, output variable in kind of dollars, weights, let's say max, percentage. These are all your regressions, right? In general, we are having two type of regression: linear regression and logistic regression. Fine. So linear is where you are having up the statistical regression method and it is used for the predictive analysis, right? And it is one of the very simple and easy algorithms to work over when you have to find in the continuous variables. Logistic is when you have to solve the classification problems at that particular place. You use up the logistic regression particularly, right? So yeah, you already have the idea that when to use linear, when to use logistic regressions. Educator Hero, hi, good evening ma'am, this is Rugik joined with another device. Okay, yeah, he Rugik perfectly works, perfectly fine. Right, next we're having the some few of the terminologies which we have to be very clear with. First, let's go with the dependent variable. So we know that we want to predict the like whatever the main factor we have to predict, that is known as a dependent variable, or you say that as a target variable also. Talking about your independent variable, so it is actually like what are the dependent variables we are having, right, and which are used to predict up the values. So whatever the variables are helping that dependent variable to get predicted, whatever the factors it is depending on, that is known as your independent variable or your predictor. The people who might have joined in yesterday, now you might have you might be pretty clear with everything whatever I'm saying right now, because we have discussed about a lot of detail for all of these things. So in case if there is anyone who hasn't joined in yesterday's session and if you're not clear with these topics, I request you that once go ahead and watch out yesterday's recording. You already have that onto the channel. Okay, just try to watch out that recording once and you'll be very clear with all the things in that particular place. Okay, next is we have the outliers. So outliers, these are nothing much, but yeah, these are kind of the unwanted values which we do not require into our data, right? These are the unwanted variables, and like let's say I have a range of values from 1 to 50, and in case I get any value which is far more way long than 50, in that particular case I'll say that is an outlier, right, because it is an unwanted value for me. Next we're having multicollinearity, where we see that all the variables are highly correlated with each other, right, and in that particular case we say it is a condition for your multicollinearity. Underfitting, overfitting, when your testing data performs well but not the test data set, that is a condition for overfitting. And if your algorithm doesn't perform well with the testing and the training data set both, that is the condition of your underfitting, right? Then we didn't discuss about linear logistic in detail. Okay, then we directly went on to the naive Bayes algorithm. So we just learned about under this, it is a collection of classification algorithms which is based on the Bayes theorem, if you have studied about Bayes theorem previously. So what happens over here, it is actually not a single algorithm, but it is actually a family of algorithms where you are having a lot of algorithms, and what thing like just takes them over here is that they have a common principle, that is every pair of a feature will be independent of each other, right? And this is one of the common factors which all of the algorithms, the family of algorithms will have, which are under the naive Bayes classifiers, right? Yeah, so we discussed all the things to this particular place into the yesterday's session. So just quickly drop me a yes or no in the chat box if you are very good to go with the revision for yesterday's class. So we'll be starting it for today. Just let me know, everyone. Yeah, absolutely right, Aditya. Unwanted variables are known as your outliers. Absolutely true. Okay, it's Rosy to Hero. Good to go, fine. What about the rest? Just drop me a yes in the chat box, guys, if you are good to go for today. Okay, perfect, Aditya. So hope you all are even ready with a paper and a pen, guys, because that is very important for you all to have up over here for the session, right? Okay, pretty fine, Harshit. Okay, fine, guys, fine. Okay. So our today's topic we'll be discussing is K nearest neighbors. Okay, that is the algorithm that we will be learning up today into this particular class. Now, K nearest neighbor, first of all, understand this is also a supervised learning technique only. This particular algorithm comes under your supervised learning techniques. Okay, because you even have to be very clear with the difference that which algorithm comes under your supervised, which algorithm comes under your unsupervised, right? You have to be very clear with that particular thing. So for K nearest, it is under supervised. Okay, the very first thing. Now, what ANN and KNN? Right. Absolutely right, Aditya. Now, let's understand ki for the KNN algorithm na ki what it actually is. So, KNN algorithm, it is that it actually assumes that there is similarity between the new data and the available data which you are having. There is similarity between them. And what it does, it just puts out that new data into a category which is more similar to the available categories. Now, see, understand my words, what I'm trying to say. We already have a lot of variables into our whole data, right? We already have a lot of columns. If I take an example, let's take that employee data, right? Employee data, we take an example. Okay, now let's take that employee data. So under the employee data, we already have of the classification kind. We'll be having an employee ID, we'll be having an employee name, the check-in time for the employee, the checkout time for the employee, right? And maybe the details, kind of email of that employee, phone number of that employee, right? How many days our employee is working, what is the shift of the employee, like it is 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, what's the shift is. So we will be having a lot of things like that, right? A lot of columns into our data like that. Now let's say we say that we assume under the KNN there is similarity between a new case and the available cases. Let's say whatever the columns I already have into my data, okay, and if I am trying to make some new, see, whenever you work with the data, now many times we just try to make up a new column also, and the reason is because we might just store some values of that particular thing, right? Now let's say I want to make a new column into which I want to find what is the average number of the days our employee is working. So for every employee, I just want to find the average number of days for the 3 months, right? That's what I want to find it. So now that is what something new which I want to find into my complete data. So what I'll do, I'll just make up a new column, and with that respective column, I will just try to work with to that, right? Now, what my KNN, my K nearest neighbors algorithm will assume, it will assume that there is some similarity between a new case which I am trying to put in and what are the available cases we already have in. There is some similarity between them, right? And what it will do, it will help me to put in that particular new case into the most similar and the available category of my complete data, right? This is what KNN exactly helps to do. Once I give the example, it will be much more clear to you guys as well what exactly I mean to say. But till the time, just understand this respective thing, that this algorithm assumes that there is some similarity between a new case and all the available cases, and what it does, it helps me to put out my new case into a similar availability of the categories. That is what K nearest neighbors assumes first of all, because we know all the algorithms, they work over the assumption mostly, right? That's the one thing. So this is what K nearest neighbors exactly assumes, okay? Now how put right algorithm in the any data science model like AI or maybe. Okay, Yash, listen, For this now, whenever you are learning the algorithms, whenever you are going and learning about a lot of algorithms in the machine learning, so always try to understand that algorithm, that why to use that algorithm, in what cases this algorithm will be used, and why is it necessary ki apart from the other algorithms I would be using this, and what kind of a data is relevant for this, because this answer you will be getting for all the algorithms that you have in. And the day from the day I have been teaching you machine learning, I have been giving you a lot of answers for all the things which I have been explaining you, that when to use supervised, when to use linear regression, when to use maybe classification, right? So you just have to get in that answers. You have to study the things in such a manner that you will be getting that answers very clearly. And once you're having those, you are very good to go, and automatically will be able to apply the correct algorithm at the correct place. Okay. So always try to find in the answer that why this algorithm to use. Like what's the reason for using this algorithm over here, and what kind of a data this algorithm exactly suits in. Okay. Okay, Subhu Rai, is Kenan used for classification only or both of classification and regression? See, Kenan is somewhat which will be used for your classification and regression both. Okay, Subhu Rai, I'll just let you know that in further also. I'll explain you that particular thing. Okay. Aditya, classification, I will regression for Kenan. Yeah, right, Aditya. GoToTech algorithm is just a program which helps to perform a task automatically. Yeah, absolutely right. GoToTech algorithm is just a program which will be helping you to perform your task automatically. Otherwise, when you apply this algorithm, before that you have a very long process to do. You have to do the data cleaning, you have to do the visualization of the data, you have to train in your data, right? Then after that, testing of your data will be performed, and all of these things will be done. Fine. Fine guys, so this particular thing is being done. Now what Kenan does exactly, so Kenan, it actually helps you to store all the data, right? Whatever data you are having, it will help you to store up all the data, right? Maybe based on the similarity of the data, at what place it should be stored, it will be helping you to store all of that respective data, right? But when I talk about where Kenan is mostly used, see, I told you Kenan can be used in regression and classification both, right? That's the correct answer. It can be used in both of those. But specifically, if I talk about, it will be used for your classification problems. Okay. So I'll just write that down. So specifically, if I talk about, Kenan will be used for your classification problems. Okay. Okay. Now, what Kenan is? For Kenan, we say that it is a non-parametric algorithm. We say that Kenan is non-parametric algorithm. Now, what does this mean? It means that it does not make any assumption on whatever the data we are having. It will not make any assumptions onto that data, right? It will not say that this might happen, this may happen. It won't make any assumptions like that over the data, right? So that's the reason we say it is non-parametric algorithm. So whenever it comes, you having the data, right, and from that data you just have to do the analysis and everything, and whenever it comes about there is no such use of any making up any assumptions or any kind of a thing, right? There we say that Kenan can be perfectly used. It should be a supervised learning algorithm, right? It is it is used in the classification problems and is a non-parametric algorithm. Fine. So yeah, that is what you have up over here. Now what it does, whenever the Kenan is like, we just use that in the training process, right? So in the training place, what it does, it stores the data set, right? And whenever it gets the new data, it classifies up that particular data into a category that is much similar to the new data. So under Kenan, we are having two data. One, the data which already exists, and one is we make up a new data, right? Then what it does, it stores the data sets, right? And whenever it is having that new data with it, it classifies up the data into the category, into a category, right, which is very much similar to a new data. That is what is the work of the k nearest neighbors. It just helps you to classify your old data to a new data into a category which is more similar between both of them. That is it what KNN helps you to do. Okay, it simply helps you to classify up that particular data into a category which is very much similar to your new data. If we talk an example, now let's say I am having up okay, let's take a very quick example. Let's say I have an image of any creature that like looks very similar to the cats and dogs. Okay, I am having up a image of a creature which is like quite looking similar to the cat and the dog, right? But now I want to know whether it is a cat or a dog. Now I have to predict whether not. I have to predict either it is a cat or a dog, right? So for this identification, what you can do, you can simply use KNN at that particular place, right? Because it works onto the similarity. So KNN works over the similarity. Similarity measure. Similarity factor is something now where KNN really helps you out a lot, right? So what my KNN model will do, it will find the similar features, right, of the new data set to the cats and the dog images. It will make up a new data set first of all, okay, automatically. Into that it will try to find in what or how or what are the features of a cat and what are the features of the dogs, right? It will do that particular thing. And now what it will do, it will try to search in out the images, right? Once it will find a similar features onto a new data set to the cats and the dogs images, and based over the most similar features which we have in the previous data and the new data, it will put it into the category either it can be a cat or it can be a dog, right? So whatever data you will be providing to KNN, based over that it will make its own new data, right? Now with the help of that new data, it will have, with the help of the similarity features, similar features between the both of the datas, it will help you to find down whether either it is a cat or it is a dog. That is how it classifies. You want to classify between whether it is a cat or a dog, right? You will be just working on the similarity with feature. So KNN, when you train the KNN, apply the KNN algorithm. So for training KNN, what are the previous data you are having already, it will make up a new data with that, right? And in both of those data now, it will try to find in the similarity. It will try to find what is the most similar feature, maybe between the cats or maybe between the dogs and the things. And whenever it finds out, it will say that whether it is a cat or whether it is a dog. That is how KNN works. Am I clear with this to everyone, guys, that how does the KNN algorithm works? Okay, Aditya, KNN produce her own new similar. Yeah, see, Aditya, it like creates up a own new data. Absolutely, it creates it based over the previous data which you are having and whatever the previous analysis you have done now. Just based over all of those factors, it creates out a new data. And once those things are being done, it will let you know that what exactly that respective thing is. Yes, everyone is on confirmations. Are we clear with the same thing to all of you? Are we clear what is the difference between the, what KNN exactly is? Okay, Aditya. Okay, 0 to hero. Okay, fine. I would explain you this with the one diagram now. Okay, I will just take this yellow color as of now. So I would just draw a graph over here. Okay. One graph over here and the other graph over here. So this one will be my before and this is my after. Okay. Now let's see what we have. I'll just name out these x's. Let's say x2, this is x1, this is let's say also x2, and this is my x1. Okay. What I would do, I would just take two different colors of dots over here. One, let's say I am gonna take this blue. No, it doesn't look like blue. Yeah, this is blue. Right, everyone just try to do this particular thing with me so that you even get the idea more clearly about the things. Right, let's say we have this blue data over here. This is, let's say, one category of students. Okay, I even have this other. I would just draw the same over here. So this is just the same as this one. These are not different. Fine. Now I will just take another color. Let's say now we take up a red color. Right. Okay. Now we have a few of these red. Now this is my category number 2. Okay. This is my second category and that was my first category. Again I'll just draw this over here only in the after portion also. Okay. Fine. Right. So this is done. I'll just name these over here. So this is my category A, okay, and this is my category B. Okay, again same for here also. I'll just name this as my category B and this will be my category A. Right, we have this particular thing. We have two categories over here, my category A and my category B. Right, now let's say I just insert up a new data point somewhere between my complete data. Let's say, okay, where is my white color? Just a second. I have this new data point as a white color. Fine, I have this new data point now. Okay, excuse me. Okay, fine, I have this new data point now with me. Now this data point, it is neither of my blue color nor of my red color. So neither it is of my category A nor it is of my category B. Right, now I have to find that this data will be representing my category A or my category B. It will be like pointing towards my category A or towards my category B. So what I'll do, if I will apply the KNN, if I will apply up my KNN for solving up this problem, right? So with the help of that, you can just very easily categorize between these. So what it will do? See, now let me know what it will do, right? It will prepare in a model. How that model will be prepared? It will prepare such a way that first of all it will just try to select the number k for the neighbors, right? It will just try to select these numbers for this respective point which we have, and that is the unknown point which we are having up over here, right? Now it will find up the Euclidean distance between these number of neighbors. Right, it will find the Euclidean distance. That what is the Euclidean distance of this point from these numbers and of this point from these numbers. It will help me to find in that Euclidean distance between these, right? Now what it will do, it will first of all take the nearest neighbor, right? Like take the k nearest neighbor as the calculated Euclidean distance. Whatever the Euclidean distance will be less, it will take that one as a first of all k nearest neighbor. Then after having that k nearest neighbor, what it will do, among those k nearest neighbors which we are having, it will try to count that total how many points I have in each category. It will try to count the points in category A, and in my category B also total how many points do I have in my category A and in my category B, right? Then what it will do, it will assign that new data point to the category for which the number of the neighbors is maximum. So this, it will assign this particular category which is not defined to the place which is having the maximum number of neighbors, and it will assign to this. And this is how you prepare up your model of KNN. So when all these things will be applied, based over the distance, based over everything, it will say that okay, this is also in my category A, or this point is of my category number B, right? Simple distance formula of coordinating geometry, yes. Okay, absolutely right. Fine. So I'll just try to get that down also for you all, written and down over here, that complete the steps which we will be following. So my first step will be, we will be selecting the number K of neighbors. Number K of the neighbors. Right, so very first thing that we have to do, will be selecting up that particular thing as a K of the neighbors. Next, I'll be calculating the Euclidean distance. So next goes about calculating. Okay, प्रवेश हिंदी, ठीक है, फाइन. सबसे पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे, केनन में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, सबसे पहले हम लोग यहाँ पे जो नंबर के है ना, उसके लिए नेबर ढूंढ लेते हैं कि हमारे पास तो कितने हैं. हमारे पास 2 नेबर्स हैं, एक हमारी होगी कैटेगरी ए फर्स्ट नेबर और कैटेगरी बी हमारी होगी सेकेंड नेबर, ठीक है. उसके बाद हम लोग क्या करते हैं, वी जस्ट हैव टू फाइंड द यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस. हम लोग यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस मतलब दोनों के बीच में डिस्टेंस फाइंड करना होता है. जैसे कि मेरी ये जो वैल्यू है, ये सेंड ये दिस वैल्यू, राइट, तो इसकी मेरी कैटेगरी ए से क्या डिस्टेंस है और मेरी कैटेगरी बी से इसकी क्या डिस्टेंस है, दोनों डिस्टेंस हम लोग फाइंड आउट करते हैं, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट आफ्टर दैट मेरी थर्ड स्टेप होती है कि आफ्टर जब मैं अपनी यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस फाइंड कर लेती हूँ, आई वुड ट्राई कि जो भी मेरा के नियरेस्ट नेबर है उसको मैं ले लूँ एज पर मेरी जो यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस मैंने लाइक यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट करी है, उसके हिसाब से मैं अपना के नियरेस्ट नेबर को चूज कर लूँ, राइट. सो आई वुड जस्ट राइट टेक द के नियरेस्ट नेबर. मेरा नेक्स्ट स्टेप होता है कि इसके बाद मैं दोनों के डेटा पॉइंट्स को कैलकुलेट करने वाली हूँ, राइट. आई वुड जस्ट ट्राई टू, मैं दोनों के डेटा पॉइंट्स को, टोटल डेटा पॉइंट्स को कैलकुलेट करेंगे. सो टोटल काउंट. सो मेरी कैटेगरी ए में टोटल कितने डॉट्स हैं, कैटेगरी बी में टोटल कितने डॉट्स हैं, मैं उन सबको कैलकुलेट करूंगी, ठीक है. 1 सेकेंड. देन हमारा आता है स्टेप नंबर 5. सो स्टेप 5 में हम लोग वो जो भी न्यू डेटा पॉइंट है उसको हम लोग असाइन कर देते हैं कैटेगरी में, राइट. जिसके पास भी मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ नेबर्स होते हैं उसको हम लोग असाइन कर देते हैं, वो हमारा न्यू डेटा पॉइंट, राइट. सो मैं यहाँ पे लिख दूंगी असाइन द न्यू डेटा पॉइंट. और स्टेप नंबर 6 हमारा मॉडल रेडी हो जाता है. फिर आप क्या करते हो कि यू जस्ट हैव टू सिंपली वर्क विद दैट मॉडल. आप उस मॉडल को अपने डेटा पे लगाते हो, फिर आप फाइंड आउट करते हो कि ये जो आपका जो मिसिंग कैटेगरी थी, क्या आपको ये आपकी कैटेगरी मिल जाती है, एंड देन यू विल फाइंड कि दिस कैटेगरी बिलोंग्स टू लेट्स से ब्लू कलर, ठीक है. आई डोंट नो वेदर इट रियली बिलोंग्स टू ब्लू कलर और नॉट, बट एज इन नाउ मैं जस्ट एग्जाम्पल के लिए आई एम टेलिंग यू कि लेट्स से दिस बिलोंग्स टू माई कैटेगरी ई. मैंने अपनी पूरी केएनएन की एल्गोरिदम लगा दी, पूरा मॉडल रेडी कर दिया, एंड एज रिजल्ट आई गॉट कि मेरा जो ये डेटा पॉइंट है इट इज बिलोंगिंग टू माई कैटेगरी ए, ठीक है. एंड दैट इज हाउ पूरी केएनएन एल्गोरिदम आपकी वर्क करेगी, ठीक है. ये आपके पहले देखिए कौन से नियरेस्ट नेबर्स है, इसको मिलेगा. अच्छा ठीक है, 2 कैटेगरीज यहाँ पे सबसे पास है. फिर डिस्टेंस कैलकुलेट करेंगे. डिस्टेंस कैलकुलेट करने के बाद टोटल नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स काउंट करेंगे कि कितने टोटल पॉइंट्स हैं दोनों में, और उसके पास जिसके पास भी मैक्सिमम नेबर्स होंगे वैल्यू के टर्म्स में उसको ये पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी जो हमको पता नहीं थी असाइन हो जाएगी, एंड दैट इज हाउ अपना पूरा मॉडल आप रेडी कर लोगे। अब ये सारी चीजें आप प्रोग्रामिंग, आप पाइथन कोडिंग की हेल्प से यू कोड ऑल दीज थिंग्स एंड प्रिपेयर अ मशीन लर्निंग दिस पर्टिकुलर मॉडल फॉर द KNN। देन यू गिव अप अ लॉट ऑफ टेस्ट केसेस, आप इसमें बहुत सारे टेस्ट केसेस देते हो, फिर आप देखते हो पास होते हैं कि कौन कौन से पास होते हैं, कौन कौन से फेल होते हैं, एंड फिर आप अंडर फिटिंग ओवर फिटिंग की कंडीशंस को चेक करते हो। ये प्रोसेस होता है कंप्लीट एल्गोरिथम को यूज करके अप्लाई करने का। आर वी क्लियर विद दिस एवरीवन? एवरीवन क्लियर कि हाउ डज एन एल्गोरिथम वर्क्स, कैसे KNN की एल्गोरिथम वर्क करती है, और वो डिसाइड करती है कि जो न्यू डेटा सेट है इट विल बिलोंगिंग टू विच रिस्पेक्टिव कैटेगरी। See, because Harshit, once you calculate the Euclidean distance now, once you calculate that, so you get to know कि ये जो डेटा पॉइंट है ये सबसे नियरेस्ट किसके, देखो आपको यहाँ पे क्या, आपको के नियरेस्ट नेबर चाहिए होता है, सबसे पास जो वाला है उसको चाहिए होता है। सो सबसे पास आपका जो भी कैटेगरी होगा ना, आप उसको लोगे, देन आप कैलकुलेट करोगे कितने टोटल डेटा पॉइंट्स हैं दोनों में, ठीक है, और उन दोनों के बेसिस में मिला करके आप इसको असाइन कर दोगे कि इट इज बिलोंगिंग टू विच रिस्पेक्टिव कैटेगरी, बिकॉज इट इज सेड ना नियरेस्ट नेबर। नियरेस्ट के लिए आपको डिस्टेंस पहले कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा, देन ओनली विल गेट टू नो विच इज द नियरेस्ट थिंग, राइट। ओके प्रवेश, इस टॉपिक से न्यूमेरिकल आएगा पेपर में? सी नो प्रवेश, ठीक है, लिसन टू मी, ये टॉपिक इज नॉट काइंड ऑफ अ टॉपिक जिससे कि एनीथिंग न्यूमेरिकल कैन कम, ठीक है, इससे नहीं आ सकता है न्यूमेरिकल, बट इससे जो क्वेश्चन काइंड ऑफ बन सकते हैं वो क्या हो सकते हैं कि आपको कुछ यूज केस दे दिया, आपसे लिख दिया कि ये प्रॉब्लम है, आप बताओ कि आप इसमें KNN अप्लाई करोगे कि डिसीजन ट्री अप्लाई करोगे कि सपोर्ट वेक्टर मशीन यूज करोगे, आप इसमें कौन सी एल्गोरिथम यूज करोगे। सो उसके लिए आपके लिए जरूरी है ये समझना कि KNN किस कंडीशन में और कैसे यूज करते हैं, राइट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू। नहीं हर्षित, उस पॉइंट को इंक्लूड नहीं करते हैं। जैसे कि अगर मैं आपको यहाँ पे विजुअलाइज करके बताऊँ ना, सो इन दैट केस व्हाट आई वुड डू ना, कि ये जो पॉइंट है, ठीक है, इससे मेरा इस पॉइंट तक का मीन्स जो भी मेरा सबसे लास्ट पॉइंट है इनके बीच का डिस्टेंस आई विल ट्राई टू फाइंड इट, सॉरी मेरा जो भी सबसे पास वाला पॉइंट है उसका डिस्टेंस हम लोग फाइंड करेंगे। जैसे कि लेट्स से इस पॉइंट और इस पॉइंट के बीच का डिस्टेंस वी विल ट्राई टू फाइंड इट, एंड दैट इज हाउ वी विल डू हर्षित, ठीक है। Okay, zero to hero. Okay, Aditya. Rest everyone also. I want everyone guys that be responsive in the chat box so that we get to know कि okay, Aditya, I don't understand concept. I understand concept but don't understand for calculation of total points. Okay, see, let's do one thing. I would just tell you again everything, ठीक है, just try to understand this once again. जो मैंने एल्गोरिथम बताई मैं इसको रियलिटी में करके बताती हूँ कि हाउ वी विल डू, ठीक है। सबसे पहले वी सेट की विल ट्राई टू काउंट द टोटल नंबर ऑफ K नेबर्स, ठीक है। सो उसके लिए सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं हम लोग, सबसे पहले हम लोग यहाँ पे एक K की वैल्यू ले लेंगे। लेट्स से मैंने 5 ले ली, आप कोई भी वैल्यू ले सकते हो, ठीक है। इधर मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगी कि कैसे सेलेक्ट करते हैं K की वैल्यू। सो लेट्स से मैंने जो अपनी K की वैल्यू ली है वो मैंने 5 ली है। अब K5 मतलब कि मैंने लेट्स से ये 3 पॉइंट्स अपने कैटेगरी A के ले लिए और ये 2 पॉइंट्स अपने कैटेगरी B के ले लिए। मैंने कोई भी रैंडम एक K की वैल्यू ले ली यहाँ पे, ठीक है। उसके बाद हम लोग क्या करेंगे, यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस फाइंड करेंगे जो भी हमारे डेटा पॉइंट्स हैं उनके बीच का, ठीक है। आप जैसे कि यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस बिटवीन हमारे दोनों पॉइंट्स का आप जानते हो कि आप कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हो. मैं इसका ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन भी एक बार ही बता देती हूँ. सो लेट्स से ये मेरा डायग्राम है एंड इन दैट केस लेट्स से दिस इज वन थिंग एंड दिस इज द अदर थिंग. आई वुड ड्रॉ लाइन लाइक दिस. ये मेरा बी पॉइंट होगा जिसको मैं x2 y2 कहूँगी एंड दिस विल बी माई पॉइंट नंबर ए काइंड ऑफ x1 y1. ठीक है. ये मेरा y2 y1 x1 x2. इस पॉइंट से इस पॉइंट तक की डिस्टेंस मेरी जो होगी वो होगी मेरी यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस. रिमेंबर बिटवीन दीज टू पॉइंट्स, राइट. ये दोनों पॉइंट्स के बीच की मेरी ये जो डिस्टेंस है ना, ये मेरी यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस होगी. क्योंकि मुझे डिस्टेंस जानना है कि इन दोनों के बीच में डिस्टेंस क्या होगी. आपको इससे क्या पता चलेगा, आपको इससे ना सबसे जो आपके नियरेस्ट नेबर हैं, जैसे कि मैंने बोला जब मैं यहाँ पे ये जो फाइंड करूंगी ना अपनी डिस्टेंस, वैल्यू की डिस्टेंस, तो मुझे पता चल जाएगा कि सबसे नियरेस्ट कौन से नेबर्स हैं मेरी कैटेगरीज में. ठीक है. मेरी कैटेगरी में सबसे पास कौन से वैल्यूज है, कौन से पॉइंट्स है जो कि मुझे लेने पड़ेंगे. तो जैसे कि हमारा जो डायग्राम था, ठीक है, ये डायग्राम जब मैं यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस कैलकुलेट कर लूंगी ना, तब मुझे बताएगा कि यू कैन टेक दीज 3 पॉइंट्स. ठीक है. ये सबसे पास के 3 पॉइंट है, सबसे पास के इसके 3 पॉइंट्स है. लेट्स से मैं फिर से डायग्राम को ड्रॉ करके बताती हूँ. लेट्स से दिस एंड दिस, और मेरे ये ब्लू पॉइंट्स थे. ठीक है. ओके, व्हाट कलर इज दिस वन. मेरा एक ब्लू कलर ये था. ठीक है. हमारे एक कुछ पॉइंट्स ये थे, राइट. और लेट्स से मैं अपने दूसरे पॉइंट्स लेती हूँ जो कि मेरे फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरे कलर चेंज कर दिए. ठीक है. बट डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. सो जब मैं अपने एल्गोरिदम, जब मैं यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस फाइंड कर लूंगी, सो व्हाट इट विल से मी कि आप ये तीनों पॉइंट्स इस कैटेगरी के ले लो और आप ये दोनों पॉइंट्स इस कैटेगरी के ले लो, बिकॉज ये पॉइंट सबसे नियरेस्ट हैं, सबसे पास हैं ये पॉइंट्स. तो ये जो पॉइंट्स की वैल्यू आई विल गेट ना, ये मुझे अपनी यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस से ही पता चलेगी. व्हेन आई फाइंड अ डिस्टेंस बिटवीन दीज ना, तभी मुझे पता चल पाएगा कि हर एक पॉइंट के बीच का अगर मैं डिस्टेंस फाइंड करूंगी, उसके बाद में मुझे पता चल पाएगा कौन से पॉइंट्स मुझे लेने चाहिए अपनी फर्दर कैलकुलेशन के लिए. तो मुझे पता चला कि ठीक है, मुझे कैटेगरी ए के 3 लेने चाहिए और कैटेगरी बी के मुझे 2 पॉइंट्स लेने चाहिए. अब ये मेरा नया डेटा पॉइंट बन गया, ये मेरा नया डेटा बन गया. अब मैं इस पे ही काम करने वाली हूँ, राइट. सो इन दैट केस मुझे पता चला कि अच्छा ठीक है, ब्लू के मेरे पास 3 है कैटेगरी, मुझे 3 ब्लू से लेने चाहिए और 2 मुझे येलो से. सो मेरा हाईएस्ट वैल्यू मुझे किस में मिल रहा है, ब्लू कलर में, राइट, मेरी कैटेगरी ए में. सो मैं यहाँ से कह दूंगी कि ठीक है, ये जो मेरा सेंटर पॉइंट था जो मुझे कैटेगराइज करना था, वो यू शुड टेक इन माई कैटेगरी नंबर ए, क्योंकि इट इज हैविंग अप द हाईएस्ट नियरेस्ट नेबर, राइट. मेरी जो कैटेगरी ए है उसके पास ज्यादा नियरेस्ट नेबर है कंपेयरिंग टू मेरी कैटेगरी नंबर बी के, एंड दैट इज द रीजन आई विल से कि दिस पॉइंट शुड गो इन माई कैटेगरी नंबर ए, राइट. सो नाउ अंडरस्टैंड, this is the reason, this is how you get these things over here. तुमको simply सबसे पहले I would try to take any random value. let's say मैंने 5 ले लिया, right, then मैं Euclidean distance calculate करूंगी. distance calculate करने के बाद I would calculate कि कौन से मेरे nearest points हैं. that is where you do the calculation. ठीक है, that is where you do the calculation. you calculate whether in my category ए में मेरे पास ज्यादा नंबर ऑफ नियरेस्ट पॉइंट्स है, ये मेरे पास कैटेगरी बी में है. आई फिगर्ड आउट कैटेगरी ए में है, एंड दैट इज आई विल से कि मेरा ये पॉइंट भी कैटेगरी नंबर ए में ही जाना चाहिए. एंड दैट इज हाउ आई वुड जस्ट कलर दिस एज वेल एज अ ब्लू कलर, राइट. नाउ एवरीवन क्लियर कि डिस्टेंस क्यों फाइंड करना है, टोटल नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स क्यों फाइंड करने हैं, एंड हाउ आई डिसाइडेड कि इसको कैटेगरी ए में जाना चाहिए. अब क्लियर है एवरीवन? थैंक यू सो मच प्रवेश, थैंक यू सो मच. ओके हर्षित, रेस्ट एवरीवन, आई जस्ट वांट टू नो फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ यू कि जो भी डाउट्स यू हैड फ्रॉम दिस केएनएन, एवरीवन क्लियर? ओके आदित्य, ओके हर्षित, प्रीटी फाइन गाइस, ओके. नाउ सी व्हाट कम्स. अभी तो जैसे आई टोल्ड यू कि मैंने लेट्स से 5 ये वैल्यू ले ली, राइट? आई जस्ट टुक दिस वैल्यू रैंडमली एज 5, बट देयर इज नथिंग एज सच रैंडम थिंग, राइट? बिकॉज अगर आप लेते जाओगे रैंडमली, मेनी टाइम्स इट हैपन कि वही वैल्यू आपकी पास हो रही हो, बहुत बार ऐसा हो गया वो वैल्यू आपकी पास नहीं हो रही, फेल हो जा रही, राइट? नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड कि हाउ टू टेक दिस पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू. लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ डू यू डू दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग, राइट? Now see, there is no such way, right? कोई एक ऐसा पर्टिकुलर मेथड नहीं होता है जिससे कि आप डिफाइन कर लो कि आपको k की कौन सी वैल्यू लेनी है. There is no such way, right? So what do? You give it a try. But जो हम लोग मोस्ट प्रेफर्ड वैल्यू कहते हैं, ठीक है, जो मोस्ट प्रेफर्ड वैल्यू होती है, जो ऑलमोस्ट सभी केसेस में काम करती है, दैट इज योर 5. दैट इज द रीजन एवरी टाइम वी से we take 5, right? अब you said, let's say I said 5. अब might be कि तुम लोग के दिमाग में might be a question कि 1 या 2 ऐसी values क्यों ना ले ले, तो बहुत ही आसान हो जाएगा एल्गोरिथम को अप्लाई करना और एल्गोरिथम को लगाना भी, right? Now see, the lower the value, it can be more noisy and it can lead to or the effect of the outliers into the data, right? The more lesser the value, that noisy is the value and it might affect of the outliers in the model. ठीक है? So हमेशा 1 या 2 वैल्यू को मत लेना. हाँ, राइट हर्षित, राइट, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. ठीक है? सी हर्षित 1 पे हो सकता है, बट जब भी आप बहुत लोअर वैल्यूज लेते हो ना, उस केस में आपका जो वैल्यू है, जो आपका कंप्लीट डेटा है, वो बहुत नॉइजी. अच्छा मुझे एक बात बताओ हर्षित, लेट्स से आपने यहाँ पे 1 लिया होता सिर्फ, ठीक है, यू माइट हैव टेकन 1 ओवर हियर. सो आप कैसे बताते? लेट्स से 1 सबसे नियरेस्ट ये येलो का एक मिल जाता, तो आप क्या करते? ये जो कैटेगरी है ये आप येलो में कर देते, बट दैट इज अ रॉन्ग रिजल्ट, क्योंकि आपको फाइंड करना है कि किस कैटेगरी में मोस्ट नियरेस्ट नेबर है, किस कैटेगरी में सबसे ज्यादा नियरेस्ट नेबर है, कौन सी कैटेगरी में काउंट भी ज्यादा है. दोनों फैक्टर चेक करने हैं, सबसे पास कौन सा है और उसके बाद सबसे ज्यादा किस कैटेगरी में. अगर मैं 1 लूंगी सो दिस विल मेक माई डेटा कम्प्लीटली लाइक वेस्ट, वो कम्प्लीटली नॉइजी डेटा बना देगा मेरा, क्योंकि एक फैक्टर, एक वैल्यू पे आप कुछ भी डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट नहीं कर पाओगे किस कैटेगरी में जाना चाहिए, किस में नहीं जाना चाहिए. ठीक है? So in that respective case, you at least need to have 3, 4, 5 as in terms of value, so that you can work with those, check it out कि कौन से में जाना चाहिए. Then you have to decide कि particularly which is the preferred one. ठीक है, sure content how with Asmit, I do once again. तो I was talking about कि जैसे कि मैंने अभी तक k की वैल्यू 5 ले ली थी, ठीक है. अब हाउ डू वी फाइंड कि k की हम लोग को क्या वैल्यू लेनी है, राइट? सो वी विल से कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देयर इज नो सच वे फॉर फाइंडिंग द वैल्यू फॉर द k. देयर इज नो सच वे, राइट? यू जस्ट सिंपली हैव टू गिव इट अ ट्राई, फाइन. बट द मोस्ट प्रेफर्ड वैल्यू विच वी से इज 5. okay, and the reason is because if you have any kind of categories where you have to categorize up, where you have to classify up the things, right? So 5 is something where you can classify based over the factor, which is one will be having either 3 or one will be having the 2. So whatever will be having up the 3, you will say that this category belongs to the higher one, right? You have that particular privilege whenever you take 5. अब you might ask कि 3 भी तो ले सकते हैं ना, 3 भी ले सकते हो, बट 3 इज अ लिटिल लेसर वैल्यू. उसमें आपके पास एक कैटेगरी में केवल 2 वैल्यूज होंगी और एक कैटेगरी में केवल 1 वैल्यू होगी. और whenever you use of the machine learning, जब भी आप मशीन लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम को लगाते हो ना, आपके पास एटलीस्ट 4 से 5 केसेस होने चाहिए अपने पॉइंट को कम्प्लीटली शो करने के लिए, अपने पॉइंट को कम्प्लीटली प्रूव करने के लिए. एंड इवन द आपको एक्यूरेसी लाने के लिए भी यू शुड हैव एटलीस्ट 4 to 5 पॉइंट्स. तो 5 एक ऐसा वैल्यू है ना, वी से कि इट गोज गुड विद द 1, राइट. हाँ, और अगर बहुत ज़्यादा बड़े वैल्यू ले लोगे, लेट्स से यू टेक 11, now this will also create a problem, right? Might have some difficulties, but हाँ, large value better होती हैं, far better होती हैं आपकी smaller values से, ठीक है. So always try first of all go with this preferred value which is 5, otherwise go with 6 or 7 or values like that. Okay. Okay, most welcome Content Hub. Aditya, is it only applicable for graph for finding neighbors in a? No. See, Aditya, as I told you ना कि ये classification problems में ही आप सिर्फ KNN को use करोगे. और classification में आपके पास you have only 2 categories, A category and the B category. So उसमें आपके पास generally आप एक graph के through solve कर सकते हो, otherwise आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो. There is no such thing. Graph तो मैंने केवल I told you to explain, ठीक है, ग्राफ केवल समझाने के लिए बनाया था. बट हमेशा आपके पास 2 ही कैटेगरी होने वाली है, बिकॉज केएनएन सिर्फ क्लासिफिकेशन प्रॉब्लम्स पे काम करता है, फाइन. सो या ऑब्वियसली दिस विल ओनली बी गोइंग अहेड विद द सेम. क्लियर आदित्य? हाय, हे मुकेश, वेलकम टू द लाइव स्ट्रीम. Fine everyone. Okay Aditya. Now once tell me everyone clear with what KNN is, when to use KNN, how to use KNN. All the 3 questions are clear to everyone, I guess, right? What KNN is, when to use KNN and how to use KNN. Okay Aditya, thank you for your confirmation. Okay Harshit, thank you for your confirmation. Okay, 0 to hero, thank you for your confirmation. Okay, ठीक है. Now let's talk a little about the advantages and disadvantages also of KNN. ठीक है. Let me find a new color for me to use. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's go with the advantages first of all. ठीक है. First, simple to implement. I told you the algorithm, right? इसका मॉडल आप जनरली ना बहुत आपको you don't have to do a lot of things in preparing the model for KNN. You can prepare the model for KNN in very simple. It's a small model, not very much over there. So simple to implement. Whenever you are like working, and you can surely work with the noisy training data also with the KNN, because you have to figure and you actually have to classify up the things. It is actually a classification problem. So obviously classification problems are more easier to work with, right? And if you are having up a large data, so in that case it can also be more effective, right? So if the training data is large for you, it can be actually more effective in that respective case if you have the training data, and that is a large training data. Okay, fine. Now what are the disadvantages? Okay, 0 to hero, allow me 2 minutes, I'll answer your question. Okay, let's just let me talk about disadvantages, and I'll talk with your answer. Now let's talk what are the disadvantages of KNN. So see, disadvantage सबसे पहला है कि you have to always determine the value of K, which might happen sometimes कि it is complex for you to determine. Might happen because you don't have any way for determining that value of K, right? What do you just have in your hand is कि you take an assumption, let's say 5, you take that, right? Further like that only you can take up the assumption, but there is no such way कि you are able to find a proper value for the same. So that can be sometimes difficult for you, complex for you to solve. Second is computation cost is high, absolutely, and the reason is not because you have to find the Euclidean distance between the points for all the training samples. Whatever the training samples you will be having, you have to find in the computation cost between those, right? Now, because of this computation cost is high because of finding that Euclidean distance. So you have to better take care of those respective things also. So yeah, these are the two disadvantages which you even have in for the respective thing. Right. So yeah, I just hope that is pretty okay. Are you clear, everyone? Is there any Canon related library to implement? See, Canon related library, no, as such, no, nothing is as of there. Just you have that sklearn library. Sklearn, under that only all the libraries come. Sorry, all these algorithms come under this sklearn only. Okay. So yeah, you just use that particular one only to go ahead with the work. Okay, Harshit. What about rest, everyone, guys? Are you clear as well with the same thing? Okay, 0 to hero. Okay, Rohan. So now let me know, everyone, that when to use this respective KNN. Let me know you all ki whatever I have told you all based over the different kinds of the data conditions, like what conditions should be applied and how will you be able to rectify or find that which algorithm to apply. Right. Now let me know ki what respective are the conditions when you understand you have to apply. Let me know that particular thing, guys. Now please make slides for concepts to note down all when you tell in all the concepts, not to forget after something. Okay, sure Aditya, I'll just do that from next time. Sure. Sure. From next time I'll just try to do that too. Yes, everyone, let me know. What are the conditions and why? How do you understand that now when you see the data you have to apply KNN only? How can you figure that out? Now trust me, guys, I want the answer from everyone. Otherwise, I'll do nothing. Let me know. When to use KNN? What is the criteria? What is the use case you have to use KNN? Based on the advantage and disadvantage, I think it works better with huge data set. Right, absolutely right, Zero Hero. It works very better with a huge data set, actually. True. Condition applied with the label. Okay, right. So yeah, as I told you in the very starting, first of all you have to check it is a supervised learning, it is actually a supervised learning algorithm. So you just have to check in whether in that data you can use in the supervised or not, right? Whenever you have to classify some even or odd, right? Absolutely right, Harshit. Like spam filters, true. Aditya, when we want predictions for similar data, absolutely right. Yes, you can absolutely do it whenever you have to use up the one predictions for a similar data. True. Fine. Anything else? Any other case? For classifying spams or not spams. Yeah, absolutely right. Zero to hero pattern recognitions using KNN. Yeah, pattern recognitions can also be done based over the previous data which has been provided. Based over that, pattern recognitions can also be done. True, it can be done. for classification and regression task. Yeah, absolutely right, Aditi. For classification and regression task, it will be surely used. But yeah, when it comes at which is the more preferable, so you will see the classification is more preferable. Fine. Right. So I hope you all got the idea for the KNN, what KNN is, how to use KNN, and especially in what conditions KNN should be used out. Right? I hope you all got the idea for the same. Handwriting image recognitions. Okay, absolutely yes. It could be done. Right. Fine. Pretty okay, guys. So yeah, you all are clear that when this KNN should be used out. Okay. Okay, fine. And even always remember, KNN is a supervised learning algorithm, because you might get a classification between that classify what are supervised learning algorithms and what are unsupervised learning algorithms. So always remember, KNN is a supervised learning algorithm. Okay, always remember that particular thing. Pretty fine, guys. Pretty okay. Now let me know, do you have any questions for me from KNN? First of all, let me know that. Just be a little quick, guys. I'll just open the PPT till time. Just a minute. Okay, Harshit. Okay, right. So under machine learning, we are clear with supervised, we are clear with the types, we are clear with what linear and logistic regressions are, right? We are clear with the terminologies. Okay, now listen to me one thing. Whenever we are working with any model, right, let's say we have this KNN algorithm, right? In that, whenever we deal with the machine learning thing, there we have two things with us, right? One is the training data set, one is the testing data set. Two things we are having. So always we have to check out this underfitting and the overfitting conditions, because these are the real problems which occur once you are done with the training and testing of the data sets. These are the real problems which occur up over there, and this is the only reason because of that this particular data or maybe the model of y'all gets disturbed. Fine. So always remember that underfitting and overfitting, always try to check in. And if your testing and training both are passed, in that case you do not have any of these conditions, neither it is underfitting nor if it is overfitting. But if your training data set is well working but not the test data set, then you are having up a overfitting condition. And either of the underfitting or overfitting are not working, any of those are not working, right? In that case you say it is a condition for your underfitting. So always remember this thing very clearly. Fine. This is something that you should really every time check upon once you are dealing with the conditions for your data sets, right? Once you're dealing with the conditions for applying any algorithm or solving up any algorithms, you have to go with them very clearly. Fine. Pretty okay, everyone? Fine. So I'll just check in if we are not left out with anything whatever I had in for you today, because I don't think so we had anything working or left out. Okay, perfect. Right, so we don't have anything left out for today. Whatever we had to discuss in today with this respective KNN, we are completely done with that, right? Okay. So in case you people don't have any questions, any queries, we'll be closing in for today in next 5 minutes. I'll be waiting for next 1-2 minutes for everyone to drop in your doubts, or let me know what more we can bring in the classes. Just about the question or practice question that will be slowly and gradually moving ahead with. Okay, answer what is iteration pattern? Aditya, iterations are your for loop and the while loops. So in case, let's say, I'll just open the OneNote once. So let's say, Aditya, I have to print all the numbers from 1 to 10. So just using the print statement like print 1, print 2, print 3, that's not a good idea. So what I do, I will use in my for loop. So for I in range, I'll just write from 0 to 10, right? I would just print I over here, or maybe from 10 only I would write over here. I would declare up above only. So iterations is something na ki when you have to move or you have some sequential orders and you have to start from one place and go up till other place in terms of printing the numbers, or maybe the cases of you have to print up a multiplication table, or you have to go to a lot of index values. There we use of the iterations. Adit, I guess you have not attended that crash course of Python, because in that crash course of Python for GATE 2024 we have discussed this in very detail about the iterations. Okay, so in case you want a detail, you can just go once and check out that crash course of Python. Somewhere in middle of the class you will get that, and if again not clear, you can come back. I'll just again give you a brief idea about the same. Okay. Okay, Harshit, when do we do same thing a number of times? Yeah, right, Harshit. Absolutely, you can say when you do the same thing a number of times, that is where your iteration goes. Right. Okay, Ritik ma'am, please bring PyQs of GS paper in next week for more practice and theory. Absolutely right. Absolutely sure, Ritik. I'll surely bring that. Okay, I'll surely do. This CGL programming in Python. That's CGI programming in Python. What's that, Aditya? So yeah, till the time everyone, every day we come live at 7 p.m. guys. Okay, we come live at every day 7 p.m. onto the same channel. Fine. So we are going with the machine learning as of now. Further also proceeding in with the same only. So I request everyone ki once you all are done with your things, right, you can just join me at 7 p.m. every day over here. 7 to 9, just keep it completely vacant for this machine learning class, because every day 7 to 9 we will be here only. We'll be going 1.5 hours every day for the machine learning. Okay, so tomorrow again the class might have been scheduled, it will be scheduled tomorrow morning, everyone. So tomorrow we'll be dealing up with, I guess, either support vector machines or the decision trees we'll be learning tomorrow. Okay, so do join again on time everyone for tomorrow, and hopefully you might have enjoyed the session. Okay, hopefully you had gotten your concepts clear and maybe your doubts clear, because it is for all of the people which are joining in, which are actually going for their interview preparations also. They can surely join in these live streams also. Okay, it's just not for the GATE 2024 interview preparations, people can also get for the same. Okay, no 030 evening only 7 time, evening only 7 p.m. Okay, we'll be coming evening only, and if sometime the time changes, you will be known about that 1-2 days previously only. Okay, Ritik ma'am, how we will get PDF for that session in Telegram group? Okay, Ritik, as of now there is no such Telegram group or something. Okay, but I'll just have a word with the team once. Okay, they might have any Telegram group already made. So I'll just ask them to drop out this PDF into that, and I'll just let you know that where you can find in the complete PDF for the things. Okay, but I would suggest everyone na ki try making in your own notes also, guys. I suggest you all just try making in up your own notes also. Okay. Perfect, guys. So if we all are done with the things whatever we had in for today, so I guess we can close in the session. Okay, Aditya, files, I guess if you talk about file texting or file handling, so what you do with the help of Python programming language, now you can access the text files, you can read the text files, you can make the changes in the text files. If you want to delete anything in text file, you can do. So that is what file handling in text in Python means. So I guess you might be referring to the file handling only in Python. Sure, Ritik. I'll just try to have a short word with the team. Okay, tomorrow morning only I'll just try to have a word with them. Great. So hope you all have enjoyed the session, guys. I really enjoyed a lot with you all over here, and hopefully your concepts are getting clear every time, right? And even let your friends also know about these live streams so that they can also come join in the classes, and they can also get the best out of the classes over here. Okay. Added the packages in Python, these are, you can say packages are a group of code which is already written in Python. As I told you about the functions, right? Functions are already also a group of code, a block of code which are written in Python. You just call the function, it does it works. Same way you have the package also. So package are a lot of lot of things you have inside the package, a lot of functions. When they collect, they make a package. So these are also just called the package, it will do its own respective work. Okay. I have talked about packages and modules in the crash course, Aditya. Okay, you can just go and check out the crash course once. Sure, Ritik. As the next week planning is just according to your syllabus only. Just a second, I'll just show you also. Okay, no, not this one. Just get me a minute. I'll just show you the syllabus so you'll get to know. Exception handling in Aditya is that many times you get the the final outputs which you are getting now. You're not getting the exact output. You are getting some sort of errors into that. So in case of errors, the exception comes up into the place. So that is what exceptions mean in Python. Okay, instead of errors you get the exceptions, that at this particular place you are having this particular exception. Just please clear this out. So exceptions are kind of more detailed errors, you can say. So next week we will be going with today we learned about your KNN. K-nearest neighbors, right? We already are done with the naive Bayes. We will be going with support vector machine, decision trees, Bayes variance trade-offs. Then we will be forwarding on to the linear and logistic regression first of all. Then I'll take you further with this cross validation methods. So as of now you have support vector machines, decision trees, Bayes variance trade-off, linear regressions and logistic regressions for the next week. Okay. Okay, as this namespace is kind of a main function which you have up in the Python now. So for the namespace, what you do, like generally what happens under that particular thing, ki when you declare the main function, under that only you declare the this namespace function also. So for that, it's like ki if you have used a block of a code, if you have used up any particular function or maybe anything into a code, and you just want to use that same function name into the other code also. Let's say you have defined 5 functions. Now from that 5 functions, you just want to use one single function into the other file. So there you just use up that main function inside that namespace, so that you can just simply use that one single function onto the other file also. That is what it means. Okay. So, okay, listen to me everyone. We'll be very soon having up a Q&A also. Okay, a doubt solving session where you people can ask in your doubts also whatever you are having, right? So, in case you people have any questions, any doubts also, you can let me know in that particular class, or yeah, in the classes also you can anytime ask me out those doubts. Okay? Okay, fine Aditya, fine. Okay, fine guys, so if it's all for today, so thank you everyone for joining in this particular class. Thank you everyone for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow again at 7 p.m. with the next topic, which is support vector machines for tomorrow. And do join on time. I'll be also on time. And do share this live stream with your friends so that they can also join in the classes and come over you and learn out the best of the things, right? Thank you everyone. See you all tomorrow at same time. Bye bye and take care guys. Have a very good night everyone.